Hello friends, near and far, dear to my heart, I'm Victoria with Aligned Soul Tarot. Welcome to this tarot series where we'll be exploring the North and South Node natal placements within your unique blueprint, your birth chart. In this reading we will discuss the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. We'll discuss what this axis means, what these two signs represent within your chart, as well as tarot and oracle messages to support you. So stay tuned for that reading. This reading may also resonate for any Pisces or Virgo found within your birth chart, and I also highly encourage you to check out your opposing nodal axis, which would be Virgo North Node, Pisces South Node. There's a ton of information in there for you as well. The link for that playlist for all of my nodal series is below in the description box. And if you're unfamiliar with your birth chart, I highly encourage you to not only understand this portion of your chart, but how it is in relationship to the other placements within your chart, okay? So if you want to get a birth chart reading with me or a relationship synastry chart reading, just know that I do offer those services, as well as a plethora of other services on my website. I do have a 10% off lunar eclipse in Pisces special, so take advantage of that until the end of September, and join me on Patreon if you want more support, especially since we just had this lunar eclipse in Pisces North Node. This is the start of a brand new cycle, and guess what? As of January, we're going into this Pisces North Node, so this is very ripe for you. So on Patreon, we do a lot of pre and post eclipse readings, as well as all the love extended readings for every month. And here on YouTube, you can find my monthly free readings as well, and my love readings. So subscribe to the channel if you're new to my channel, hit that notification bell, and join me on Patreon. You also get 20% off all my services all the time as a Patreon member. So you get the extra bonus eclipse readings. I have a solar eclipse in Libra reading that I'm going to be doing, which also is a pivotal, monumental shakeup for all of us as we exit out of this Aries North Node and enter into Pisces North Node. I'm so excited for you all. It's definitely gaining momentum for you, especially if you're watching this. Okay, so find those links below. These cosmic points in your chart, again, are one aspect of your chart, but they hold so much information, especially this Pisces North Node. It's all encompassing, right? This is karma, ancestral wisdom, right? Your South Node represents that information of the past, and this North Node represents the future, what you're evolving into, usually after your first Saturn return. Especially for those that are watching this reading, most of you have gone through your first Saturn return at 28 to 30 years of age, and again, you're going into your nodal return. How beautiful of a time for you. There's going to be so much growth for you in 2025. So I hope this reading helps you to understand what's going on here, okay? There are wounds around the voice for those with this Virgo South Node, especially, often stemming from hypercritical, the inner critic. We want to turn it to our inner coach. I was just talking about this in Virgo season in September, and it comes from an innate need to survive, operating from that place of uncertainty, whether their stories are valid, whether others will understand them, or if that even matters, right? So they get caught in analysis paralysis, this mercurial, Virgo energy. And the Pisces North Node and Virgo South Node often compare themselves to others, unsure if they blend in too much or not enough. They find both comfort and fear in their differences, seeking acceptance while resisting it. Virgo South Node represents labor, the belief that safety and love must be earned. Right? Both these signs can get caught in being of service, but not being of service of themselves. So boundaries are so crucial. Internalizing the need to work hard for everything, even in the unearnable, which is love and trust. And boundaries are difficult for these two signs. They often feel resentment towards those who seem to have more freedom. The Pisces North Node, on the other hand, is calling you for more acceptance, not through work, but through self-understanding and healing. This is a very spiritual nodal placement. This journey is about releasing judgment and learning to forgive, true forgiveness. There's a difference there, both with oneself, especially, and others. It always starts with self. Pisces North Node is always working to improve what they seek to heal. This healing does not work through willpower or criticism or strategy. The healing that Pisces North Node seeks works through a self-understanding that can only exist when pain is known and understood, with eyes wide open and less judgment upon oneself. This could have also been instilled upon you as a very judgmental family or relationship within your childhood, or even religious upbringing, right? That you are breaking away from or are deepening your understanding around. Again, the South Node can really flavor what that looks like for you, okay? But your North Node in Pisces wants you to see beyond judgment, beyond your limited mind. You know, that Virgo South Node is Mercury, the mental analysis paralysis, and feel the sensations, feel into your heart, this watery quality. Witness the joy of life itself. Be here now. Pisces is all encompassing and it represents the last of the 12 zodiac signs. It is definitely not the least. This is a deeply contemplative axis. We are deep in this Pisces effect, as I call it, right here, right now. Again, September 17th, we just had this lunar eclipse in Pisces, and it is setting the tone for your North and South Node return as of January 12th of 2025. Everything that has been gaining momentum, all the culminations of your life experience, wherever you find yourself, trial and error is now being deeply reflected on during this eclipse cycle. We just entered as of September. Pain is inevitable and uncontrollable, and we're witnessing this. And I talk a lot about this in the lunar eclipse reading on Patreon. But growth happens when you stop blaming yourself and start embracing compassion, even in the face of unchangeable hurt. Pain shows us that we are human and that we are alive. Pain shows us what we do not need to do and what we are incapable of doing. Pain also shows us that we do not need to be perfect, right? That's South Node in Virgo. Pain shows us that the parts that need the most are the self-forgiveness parts of us, the ones where we have been imprinted on, right? And breaking free from that. Surrender into your Pisces North Node, into this house of rest, in deep contemplation. You are entering into a catalyst moment here and now. I'm so excited for your reading. Let's get into it. Wow, Pisces, you get the rainbow effect. I don't really always get this in my readings. I have this really awesome, that's so cool. Should I just do the reading like this for you the whole time? I got this really cool tape, but very rarely do I ever catch a glimpse of it. So of course it would be during the Pisces North Node reading. You get the rainbow, the spectrum of color. You know, again, 12th house. This is the void. This is the abyss. This is all that's hidden and repressed. And I didn't mention as well, again, we had that lunar eclipse in Pisces. Highly encourage you to watch that lunar eclipse reading, and also check back to March of 2024, okay? This is this catalyst moment for you, okay? As well as Aquarius, your neighboring sign, because they're going into Aquarius, the Pluto at Aquarius for good. But yeah, wherever you have Pisces in your chart, wherever you have Virgo in your chart, you know, this is one aspect, but if you have more flavors of this Pisces, it's only going to be a bigger effect. And it'd be really crucial for you to see where you have Pisces or Virgo. And again, birth charts can really get deep into that. And I do offer really extensive birth chart readings where I really try to support you, because you're needing it right now, this Pisces effect. So there's Pisces and Saturn as well. So there's this undertone of Saturn, especially for you, okay? With Pisces and Saturn, it's going to affect your node, okay? And again, a lot of these nodes, like I speak upon with all of them, we normally don't evolve into the North Node qualities until after our first Saturn return, okay? Normally, not for everyone, but normally. You know, I think back to my own personal experience. I'm in my nodal return right now. Aries North Node, Libra South Node. On a collective level, we all experience what's happening in the collective, but when it is in our return, it's even more monumental. So there's going to be so much growth and expansion that is right at your fingertips, especially during eclipses. So again, take note, take stock of the eclipses going into 2025, okay? And also reflect on the readings here on YouTube and on Patreon if you want to go deeper, because there's so much wisdom there, okay? And just journal back in March 2024 in April, and then the one we just had September 17th, okay? And I got this really profound message because I kind of do a little prayer and clearing. I light the sage, and when I lit the sage before your reading, it was freaking nuts in here. It was a cloud of sage. I was like, wow, this is that Saturn and Pisces lunar eclipse. We are purging karma. Again, this is past lives. This is ancestral karma. Again, 12th house is all encompassing. It talks a lot about spiritual knowledge that we have collected from past lives, much like your South Node in Virgo. So there's a massive purge happening in Virgo, your South Node in Virgo. Again, I would watch the September readings if you're new to my channel, because I go into this more on YouTube, but it's the 6th house. This is our duties, our responsibilities, ritual, routine, right? The detail. And like I said, you can get really stuck in the mind. It's that inner critic that you have to refrain to your inner coach. And with your opposing nodal axis, which I highly encourage you to watch, is again, Virgo North Node, Pisces South Node, which I remember talking about, and I wanted to relay this to you if you don't watch it, is that Pisces South Node, I really felt so strongly, you know, you come from such a strong lineage of spiritual warriors. Maybe you had, you know, Wiccan or paganism, or, you know, some indigenous tribal religion, you know, whatever that is for you. It's going to look different for all of you, but there was almost this like being judged or even killed or persecuted depending on a past life that you had based on your spiritual gifts. And with this Pisces North Node, it's like you are being born into, you're being called. I see like a birth canal, you know, like you're being born into this rites of passage, right? And again, wherever you are your age, because all of you are a bit different that are watching this, you could be going into your second Saturn return, and this can look very different. For those that are in your second Saturn return around the age of 50 to 60, you know, this is like, you're through your midlife crisis. You are now entering into the stages of understanding death on a very deep, prophetic, spiritual level. You know, and in the 12th house, it does talk about death to some extent. It's the last house. It's the house right before we set off into the first Aries, where that new cycle is born again. So I got this message of Steve Noble, and it's a meditation that I'm gonna provide below, because with that sage, I was like, whoa, something's being cleared here. And there's this, it's a dark entity, kind of dark ancestral lineage, you know, any sort of judgment or even like persecution that you've experienced in this lifetime or past lives, we're going to clear it. So there's this a beautiful meditation that I've done several times. I myself, I don't have, I have a Pisces midheaven, okay, but I have a ton of 12th house. My sun, my Mercury, and my Chiron all are in the 12th house of Pisces. So I really feel this energy so much, and I just am so lucky to be able to provide these messages for you. So I hope this reading helps, okay? So the Steve Noble link will be below. It's a meditation. I love his channel. He does a ton of really cool guided meditations around just clearing energies and connecting with our ancestors. Your Pisces North Node is all about deep ancestral work, past life regression, and stepping out of the conformities and restrictions of Virgo. It's also through purification, through ritual and routine. Like, you come well equipped with this data system. You know, Mercury, very intellectual. Virgos make great teachers. So you do have this plethora of knowledge and wisdom. It's found within both of these activations, these lunar nodes, whether it's a Virgo North Node or a Pisces North Node. Both of these signs are the house of service, and they are very gifted in different ways. Virgo South Node comes well equipped with the scholar, you know, and their inner critic is so profound that it can really catch them at their grips, where they don't see the beauty in their flaws and imperfections. And Pisces is so empathetic. So you're being called to release the grips of the past, release the judgment that's been cast upon you, and to step more into the surrender and bliss and abyss of Pisces. And it can feel very prophetic. You might be getting really crazy dreams. And if you don't know much about your birth chart or spirituality or tarot, just know that I am a mentor that can help you if you feel that you need that assistance. I know a plethora of other people that have helped me along my journey. And so if you feel lost in the sauce, I'm here to help guide you and get you more clear. All of your journeys are so unique to each and every one of you, and I honor you every step of the way. So you found me here. That's the first step, right? Wherever you are in this beautiful dance of life. I'm just so excited for this Pisces North Node. I feel like, again, it's not easy feeling into this Pisces 12th house. We have Neptune retrograde as well, which is your ruling planet. It'd be really crucial to see again where you have 12th house influence in your chart if you do. Or again, Virgo. That will highly influence this South Node in Virgo. And again, when I talk about these qualities, these could be mentors, parents, role models, intimate partners, friends that really shaped your life. I keep hearing the word catalyst. There's so many catalyst moments that have been leading up to, again, this past lunar eclipse that we had, and again, setting the tone for 2025. You're about to break free, if you so choose. Of course, free will. For those that are not tapped in spiritually, which I feel like kind of inevitable with this North Node. I just feel like this North Node is gonna shine no matter how hard you try to avoid it. What's hidden can only be hidden for so long in that 12th house. We're seeing this on a macro level, on a collective level. This Pisces effect is really opening up a lot of can of worms. And it's like eyes wide open. We can no longer disclose information. This Pisces Aquarius influence that we're feeling with these outer planets, right? Saturn in Pisces. We have Pluto in Aquarius, shedding massive layers of just transformation. Connecting, being more empathetic, seeing the collective, witnessing the pain, and also experiencing the beauty and simplicity of joy and just sweet surrender. Sweet surrender. It might feel a bit bittersweet at times, though, to let go of those chains that have restricted you for far too long. And a lot of them could have been, again, parents. You could have a parent that was a Virgo or even a Pisces. That Pisces can say that they're living in a utopian kind of fantasy la-la land where they're not grounding themselves enough. So you, on the opposing end, you could have been so grounded in the material world or had a very strong religious upbringing, which there was a lot of rules and restrictions and requirements, like being of service, and you forgot how to fill your own cup. You felt limited to your capacity because of your upbringing. And you can take that wisdom with you of the South Node. This is not to shame your South Node because it's innately who you are. It's just learning how to integrate both sides of the coin. That sounded funny. Being of service to yourself and others takes healthy boundaries here. There's a Saturn in Pisces reading that I did when Saturn first went into Pisces, and I will link that below for you because it's very influential if you're new to my channel. Okay. I want you to, Pisces. Again, Pisces North Node is asking you to connect in with your intuition. So this is the creativity deck. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to look at this and what key things come up for you. Feelings, thoughts, emotions. Hold on to those thoughts and we'll dive into it in the reading. We'll see if there's connections here. Okay. You see that? I first saw that, dude. Metamorphosis. It's like plutonic energy, emergence, death, rebirth. It's kind of Scorpio vibes. But there's company here. There's company. You are being guided also. Bird is messenger. It's all about letting go here. It says, what, if anything, can be done to let go of what is standing in your way? Even if it's just what you've internalized, right? Virgo South Node. within the mind, the restrictions of the mind. The mind can be a powerful place, but just like Mercury, Virgo, Gemini, they have to learn how to surrender to the heart space, because that's where true manifestation can begin. So we can find that flow and balance within both aspects of self, chakras, meridians, whatever you want to call it. Originality here. Leo. This is very Leo to me. You might have Leo in your chart. Feel lighthearted, dear one, and free while trusting that your unique way of doing things is the right way. Yeah. Analysis paralysis. It's not good enough. I'm not good enough. What are they going to think of me? You know, Virgo and Pisces can both be very sensitive, and they can express it very differently. You know, Virgo, the shadow side, all signs have a shadow and negative. I'm not shaming anyone, because I even shame my own sign. I have no shame in shaming. Is that Virgo, again, they could judge others, because guess what? When people judge others constantly, what does that say about themselves? It says more about themselves than the other. And not to say that we can't place judgment, but it's like, really, the true gift is learning how to focus on self. Bring it back to self. Pisces is like, try to see the bigger picture. Try to empathize, but not to the point where you overextend yourself and lose yourself in others either. Such a fine dance we find ourselves in. There's so much insight that's found here within the act of service and being of service, because these two signs really can be such great providers and so strong in their conviction to want to help. But why are you helping? Are you doing it with expectation? You know, playing the martyr, that's a shadow of Pisces. You know, being of service, that makes me a good person, right? You know, think of, you know, religion, and I'm not shaming religion here. There's something to learn from it all. But where have you been restricted or confined to truly be yourself, right? And be original. Come original by 311 and let go. What is standing in your way? Yeah, what is truly standing in your way? All right, we're going to pull from the Fountain Oracle for my Pisces North Node. I am so excited for you. I can just feel this energy. And again, much like Aquarius, I was so excited for them with this plutonic underbelly. For you, you have Saturn. They have Pluto right with them. Ooh. Let's see. Pisces North Node, angels, guides, healed ancestors, allies, calling in the best insight and advice for my Pisces North Node collective. Thank you for tuning in here. Hit that like button and share away with those that share the same axis. Below you'll find some dates for this lunar node axis. And again, people within the same age as you are going to share this. So you'd be quite surprised, you know, within that 1.5 years of your age, they're going to have the same North Node as you. These could be friends that you grew up with in school, right? And you can see why or why not you've chosen to be friends with them. What lessons have you learned from those close to your age as well? I hear the word catalyst, yeah. You are stepping into a new era for sure here. So this is a preparation for you. September was very prophetic. What dreams, what insight came to you and let go. You had to let go of some things. You're so unique. You don't have to do like a robot. You know, Virgo can be very robotic in their system because it's safe, it's familiar, it's what's comfortable, it's what keeps them from being judged because of their own fear of judgment, because of their own inner critic. It's time to reframe that inner critic to our inner coach. I also will provide that reframing video again for the September readings. I talked a lot about that during Virgo season, but if you're new to my channel, I will link it below. Work. It takes work, practice, discipline, of course. Take those qualities of the Virgo South Node and use them to your advantage. There's a lot of work to be done with the Pisces North Node, and it's not all through the 3D. This is like spiritual healing. This is healing ancestral lineage. This could be very much a journey of self-discovery. This does not have to be anything to do with the physical 3D. Again, South Node, maybe that's what you're accustomed to. And to some extent, you might be called to help others on a collective level through this 3D world that we live in. But again, most of you, I would say, maybe at least half of you, a lot of this journey is back to self and not using work as an escape from self, from who you truly are. Okay, Pisces North Node. Reclaiming your gifts, your spiritual gifts, yeah. Pisces North Node, what do we have for this beautiful collective here? Pisces, show me the truth for my Pisces viewers. Pisces North Node. Okay. Yeah, the restrictions and constraints of the past. So you might have Aquarius in your chart here. They had the star as well in reverse. A star is born. You know, there's a lot of connection with Aquarius that I'm feeling and sensing for you. So you very well could have Aquarius in your chart, dealing with an Aquarius, had a mentor, family, friend, foe. Again, where do you have Aquarius or 11th house in your chart? But you are, again, going through this birth canal of becoming that star that you're meant to be, to shine, to stand out to some extent. The star comes right after the tower. So again, there's massive transformation. It's almost like an identity crisis, like I talked about with Aquarius North Node, especially with the Pluto underbelly. And depending on where you are on your timeline, again, if you haven't even experienced your first Saturn return, this could look very different. Or if you're in between your first and second, right, after the age of 30 until about 58, there's a huge chunk of time there in between where you get to become that star that you were always meant to be. This is also connecting in with your North Node, right? Star-like qualities. And you've kept yourself contained. 8 of Swords, this is my analysis paralysis. This is Gemini, which is also governed and ruled by Mercury. You very well could have Gemini in your chart here with the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, but you are releasing this mental imprisonment, that inner critic, judgment that's been cast upon you, pains of the past, people that kept you small. It's time to let go. You are free to be born again. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, you're still here. You're still here. This can even talk about literally getting like going in and getting like what's it called? What's that called? Born again Christian or born again Catholic. You get baptized, right? For some of you, no shame in that, but that could be for some of you. I'm not gonna lie here. Pisces, just talk about Christ's energy, Christ consciousness, you know, whatever you believe in. There's no shame here. All are welcome. Connecting it with Christ consciousness on a different level. You know, maybe you were raised very dogmatic and restricted in the beliefs and confinements. You saw the shadow and the light of that energy, and maybe you're now witnessing it from an eyes wide open lens where all of it is just energy. Christ consciousness, it's a consciousness, it's an awareness. It doesn't have to be so strict and rigid and fixed, right? So you're breaking away from maybe those constraints, but also taking the knowledge and wisdom that you learned from the past. But the 8 of Swords is self-imposed, so it's very much internalized. Again, a lot of this journey is about self-discovery. You have the Ace of Pentacles here. So physical manifestations might be blocked if you continue to keep yourself restricted or keep yourself playing small. Let's pull here from the soul's journey. How can they receive this Ace of Coins? Again, Ace of Coins is physical 3D manifestation. This is also money. You know, I'm getting the message that if we stay too self-critical or self-doubtful, we can't magnetize as much wealth and abundance into our life, because again, like attracts like. How you perceive yourself is how the world's going to also perceive you. What you say to yourself is a direct reflection, right, of your external world. But there's potential here always, even if it's in reverse. We have to grab it. We have to believe in it. To believe in our worth. When I see the Ace of Coins, yeah, blame. You cannot play the victim to your own mind. That reframing tool is really going to help you. Also, I'm getting reminded of a therapeutic tool where you can actually do parts work. This is something that I do in therapy. It's internal family systems. I'm going to give you a link on that too, parts work. This is where we identify the inner critic, our anxiety, our inner child, our inner teen, and you accept responsibility for your well-being by honoring those parts of yourself, because the more that we try to repress them, the more that the louder they get, right? So internal family systems, parts work, that Steve Noble energy clearing for sure. He says, I am a starseed alchemist, starseed magician, here to spread the truth and awareness for the collective, integrating the shadow, creating peace. We're moving out of the dark ages, and Pisces, you're trailblazing the way. And this is not spiritual bypassing. This is not living in a utopian, world, but this is creating the peace that we want to see in the world. One step at a time. We can't place blame on others. We have to accept responsibility for our own wrongdoings and our own active choices that we are making to participate in this 3D world. We cannot detach, right? That's the shadow of Pisces, is, detaching, becoming aloof, living in illusion. This is psychosis. The 12th house Pisces effect can also talk about mental health. So really addressing mental health so you can be at peace. That takes acceptance and courage here. What other cards do we have for the Pisces North Node? Give me one more card. Advice for Pisces North Node. Please show me the truth. Ancestors, guides, allies, angels. Show me the truth for Pisces North Node. One more card, please. Pisces North Node. Discipline. Yeah. So your South Node, again, has given you that practical, grounded 3D. It's not all negative, Virgo also is the Virgin. This is goddess. Whatever goddess or deity that you might worship, Mother Magdalene, Mother Mary, or Isis, or Goddess Diana for me is Virgo, because she's the protector of children, and the Virgin is the maiden. Virgo, it's purity, it's purifying. So that's where I was seeing someone get baptized, and it doesn't have to be you literally getting baptized, but this could be detox, ritual, routine that you can implement in your life. You cannot, again, feel, this is the shadow of South Node in Virgo. It's like another retreat, another purge, another detox, another supplement, another book, another reading, another this and no. Simplify. Slow down. Pisces 12th house, rest. Everything's already within you. Yes, your discipline has served you. And yes, there are parts of that you need to take with you. Yes, you could very well need a diet or a routine if you haven't. But if you are on the opposing end of the extremes of that, where you're always trying to seek more and seek more and seek more, and another retreat and another YouTuber or another this or another that, there's a time and a place. But there's a time and a place where we actually have to integrate our shadow, integrate those parts of us. And that starts with self. And yes, you can accomplish what you set your mind to. You have to stop also blaming others and accept responsibility, even if you were the victim. Forgiveness is found in the Pisces North Node here. I'm going to pull from Numerology to wrap up your reading here. Let go. Be here now. There's so much potential and growth here if you get out of your own way. No more blaming yourself. Be at peace with the past. And conclusions are within reach here. Full moon eclipse. Oh, hello. Didn't we just have that? I wonder when. Full moon eclipse in your sign. Yeah. We're talking about right now, whenever you find this reading, again, this is talking about September 17th, the partial lunar eclipse that we just had. Yeah. conclusion are within reach. So again, I feel like they're right at your fingertips, and everyone's going to be a bit different. This is a general reading. If you want a private reading with me, I do have a few spots open for that 10% off sale. And on Patreon, again, you get a lot of support moving into the new year. I'm going to be doing a lot of more astrology chart readings to help you get to know parts of your chart. I have a Chiron series I'm going to be working on, retrograde series, a Venus series. I have so many readings I'm going to be posting here on YouTube and on Patreon. So subscribe and join the fam if you need that extra guidance, because the conclusions are within reach, meaning again, as we enter into 2025, we're going to feel this lightening and you're going to feel very empowered. I feel most of you, those that are tuning into my readings with this North Node return. I'm sure know I did. I felt that momentum of that North Node in Aries. I was like, whoa, okay, universe, I hear you loud and clear. And things became a lot more clear. I'm not saying it's all a cakewalk. No, never. But it just become more clear as we get older and wiser, hopefully, and evolve and learn. What else for Pisces North Node? Application. You know, that's the thing with Virgo. It's like you can learn, and you can go to the next retreat, and you can read that next book, and you can study that thing, and you can intellectualize the F out of everything. But when did you ever stop and feel into your heart? When did you actually live through those experiences? That's what wisdom is. Knowledge is separate from wisdom. It's one aspect of it, but it's not everything. Wisdom is the application of knowledge through real life experience. Okay? You got a new romantic cycle begins. Look at that. New moon in a Libra. So this is very much now. Okay, so between the full moon lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, this is very present and relevant now. Okay, so whoever I'm tapping into, the collective, this is all about, look, full moon in Pisces. Balancing, again, spirituality with practicality. Practicality of your South Node in Virgo, spirituality of your North Node. Believing in spirit, believing in your ancestors, believing in your guides. Maybe this is your first time ever truly tapping into spirituality for some of you. Or again, it's a deepening. There's an aha moment, a revelation, a connection. You're piecing together the puzzles of the past, even past lives, right? And noticing the karmic cycle and releasing it. I highly encourage you to watch that Steve Noble meditation and whatever else you're drawn to on his channel. You know, he definitely has some profound readings, and I really like his insight. So watch that reading, watch the reframing reading. It was very crucial for September. And again, if you're new to my channel, watch your September reading. They're all truly timeless. So whenever you watch them, there's always some messages there for you. And watch for your other placements as well. And stay tuned on YouTube. I'm going to be posting those October general love readings. And on Patreon, the solar eclipse, something around romance here. We'll see. If you want to feel more into that, then I would highly encourage you to watch that solar eclipse reading, because it looks like there is conclusions within reach around a romantic cycle of some sort, if that's something that you've been questioning or debating. I wish you all the best. Bye for now.